All right, y'all. We are here inside of Reason. We're starting with our drum track. So here inside of Reason, we have our drum track right here. I'm using Battery to create this drum loop. And right here inside of Battery, I am using Groove A1. Groove A1 is set to straight, but there are all of these other grooves that you could choose from. It will change the sound of that drum pattern. So that is a nice MPC 58% shuffle. Mothership will give it a lot more change. So not only is there a change in shuffle, but also in velocity and just overall how the drums are being played. We're going to keep it on straight and we're going to leave it just how it was on straight. So this is, if we click in, we can see what our drum pattern looks like. Kick, clap, snare, and a hi-hat. So those hi-hats are playing in a straight, looks like a 1/8. Okay. And I like to nudge them just a little bit. And what I'll do is I'll right click right here. And I will just select to move them to a different note lane. And by moving them to a different note lane right here, now we will not have the same regroove, the regroove change of that groove that's happening on the kick and snare. And now we can hear how offset our hi-hats are. So very, very offset there with the hi-hats. And then now we can go into laying the next part of our track down. So I have a bass guitar loaded up. I also want to load in a couple other sounds as well. So if you're new to Reason, really matters mostly, where you're getting your sounds from. You can get your sounds from Contact, Native Instruments, IK Multimedia has sounds. Reason itself has different sounds that you can use as well. Of course, there's tons of different, sound makers out there that you could get your sounds from. So it's really just up to you, what kind of sounds you're looking for and, where you're going to get your sounds from. I want a nice little, I can't play it on this one. Let me see, can I play Alicia's keys? Oh, okay, we can. Cool. So we can play Alicia's keys there. Let's see. We'll go ahead and not you. I don't want to look at me that close. Let's switch back over to our piano roll. And here inside of our piano roll, we can come over here. And let's see. We can start to lay down our next track. So we can create a clip using the pencil tool, or we could just start recording it. It's really up to us how we want to do it. But here's our piano roll here. Let's say we want to build a chord. We'll do a F, A, C, E face. Bum, bum. It's a bum, bum, bum. That's one, bum, bum, bum. And then the next note. We can do a C. Then we do like a C sus, here. Nice little G. And put a C right there as well. Got real deep there. And we just gotta take down this velocity. It's playing so hard. And down, down. Just do it again. Down, down. What notes are these? G. Next note should G, B, D. Okay, G, B. The next note should be a D, and then F sharp. Okay. Doom, 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 doom. Cool, we can double up on that bass. Okay, well, I want everything to kind of gel together, make legato. And we can move some stuff around. Let's bring this one up here so we can kind of break up the chords a little bit, you know. We can just follow that bass line, if you will. Let's turn back to the A, so F. All right, cool. Now let's beef up this bass line a little bit. So I'm gonna come over here to our T-Rax and pull up this T-Rax right here for the bass. And they got a lot of great presets, and for mixing, we can come over here and just select a nice bass to beef up that bass a little bit. And then we can come in here and add a little bit more. Let me see if we bypass it. You can kind of hear the difference between the two. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Along with that, we're going to come in here and we're going to send the battery. We're going to send the battery cells to different outputs. And when we do that, that'll help us to be able to fine tune these drum sounds. So we're going to select different outputs for all of these sounds. Our kick, our snare, our hi-hat, and we can send them all out to different channels here. So now if I play, okay, so we lost everything. I'm also going to move this. I'm gonna move this kick drum to let's move it to 910. All right, and then what I have to do then is open up the rack back here, and then I can see all of the outputs. So I'll make a new mix channel for these outputs like that. And then we'll see and hear the drums come back once we select the new output channels. I'm gonna just make them all mono also. Let me see, I think I put this one on 5/6, go 11/12. All right. Okay, now we can see this is our kick. Here's our hi-hat. And here's our snare. Okay, cool. We're going to do the same thing with our kick that we did with our drums. We're going to come right here to our nice T-Rax and select from the T-Rax. CBC voter, welcome. Happy Labor Day to you as well, man. Starting off the month just how we should right here. Got a couple different kicks we can use. Let's do kick loop beefy. Let me see if we play that, what that sound like. A little reverb. You know what this needs? This needs like some melody, you know. This needs like some synth line or something. Something to kind of pull it all together and, you know, kind of help it, you know, work and work together, if you will. If that makes sense. So let's see if we can find a cool little synth lead, something soft. I love Massive. It's like, oh, you want something soft? Here's something not soft at all. Oh yeah, definitely should do that twice. Oh, let's bring our snap back on. Okay, cool. So we'll double this up. This would be our hook section of the track. Double that up. Hook section. I like to use these blocks right here to kind of shape out the song. Okay, cool. So we got that. That's working with us for our hook. And here we go for our verse. Kind of just like that. And I did a little alter notes right here. We might have to alter those notes again to make sure that it sounds good. Okay, that might work. So we got the bare bones of the track here. Next thing I would do is just kind of look for like a drum. Just kind of look for like a drum. Keep pressing the wrong button. I'll look for like a drum loop. Something that's like a little drum loop. Let's see. Or like some, or add like in some percussion. So maybe a drum loop or percussion, something like that, to kind of tie it together. Yeah, like if we can make that fit, if we can make it fit, maybe something like that could work. Just something to give it a little bit more pizzazz. Doom, clap, doom, clap. Where's our first clap? Do. We're gonna have to stretch this a lot. I think it starts on the wrong note too. Definitely not. That's never gonna fit. It's all about just making that little tempo fit, man. But if it doesn't fit, okay, that one fits. Hero, what up? Midnight, I hope you enjoyed yours as well. I hope you enjoyed your day as well, man. I might like this one better. I do like that one better. Okay, cool. Yo, made so well. What's up? What's up? Doublenomics in here. What's up? What's up? Mick Eastland's in here. What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? I turned off my screen. There we go. Bring it a little closer real quick. There we go. There we go. Now I can see y'all. What's up? What's up? Man, it's like you gotta wind down your day, I went and had a whole lot of fun today, and now now we home. That's the melody, but not the instruments. maybe back to the. Why is it not looping? Give me my loop back. Bum bam 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 bum bam 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 bam. Bam 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 bam. What up, Frank Nitty? Bum 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 bum. Good piano practice for learning by ear. Definitely trying to mimic songs. So like if you have a song that you like, just trying to play that song. Literally when you first like say you take a piano class or something, right? You take that piano class, they're gonna have you playing these songs that already like exist in the world, right? So they're gonna have you playing these songs that already exist in the world. So you might end up playing a lot of like lullabies or like, that don't sound nothing like no saxophone. So you might play like, the lullabies, the classic lullabies, you might end up playing like something chill, you know what I'm saying? So just to be a little more specific, okay, like with the question that Frank Nitty had, which was, what's a good practice for playing piano by ear? So first and foremost, develop what it is that you're trying to play. That's the first thing that I would say. So if you're trying to play chords, then the first thing I would say is to transpose as a technique. The technique would be called transposing. Now, transposing is when you take a chord that and then you just move those notes up or down to get to the next chord. So you might not know all the chords, but you can transpose. All you need to do is know one chord to be able to transpose those chords. Okay. So for example, there's a triangle on my forehead. Hold on one second. So all you would have to do is know the first part of the piano, right? So let's go to our piano, and then we would just play a C. So let's pretend like we already know a C. So here's C major, C, E, G. Let me get a nice cleaner sounding piano there. C, E, G. Cool, C, E, G. So then I say, okay, what's the next one? C, E, G. And then I just take all of my fingers from C, E, G, and I just go up to the very next notes. And there's another come. And I just keep doing that. See what I'm saying? And now I done found two chords that have similar notes. C, E, G, and then F, A, C. Both of them have all white notes, right? But also if I do, so see what I'm saying? So every time that you do that, you have the possibility of learning a new chord. That's for chords. And then, like I said, for melodies, that's what I would do. Try to learn different songs on it. So, you learn the melody of a song, and you figure out where the note is at, and then you just kind of play that song. Like that, you know what I'm saying? You just kind of learn the melody And then by learning different melodies, that kind of helps you figure things out. So and more of like I've talked about that before as well, in terms of like, let me see, I want to see, how can I get the other thing up real quick though. Where's this? 1 second. I want to get this camera up so that you can see me as I'm playing. There we go. Okay, cool. So if I reset this, okay, cool. So now you can kind of see me from that way. So you can kind of see me. So what I was saying before in one of the courses that I had did in terms of like playing piano, a lot of songs are actually pretty easy to play. Where is that? What is the song on? Okay, like, so something like that, right? Which is like Meek Mill's song, Meek Mill and Friday. It's like pretty easy chords. It's just in C minor, and it's just like 3 chords, right? But you can just like play along with that song, and you can kind of like practice with it. So if you just know these 3 chords, you just play those 3 chords over and over again, because that's all you need to know in order to play the song. Because it doesn't change or do anything crazy. Even with the melody, it doesn't do anything crazy. So you just play those 3 like that. For fingering, you know what I'm saying, you want to use your thumb, middle finger, and pinky to play chords. So just, you know, always try your best to keep that. I sometimes will use my other fingers, and you know, I will incorporate different fingers. So if I do a sustain chord, I will do my thumb and index finger for a sustain chord, and then my pinky finger will play the 5th. So when you look at your hand, you go root, 3rd, 5th, and literally it's like the same thing with your hand. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's like how you can remember, like, oh, what finger should I be using to play, you know, those chords. You should use your thumb to play the first note, the middle finger plays the middle note, or the third, and then your pinky plays the 5th, and same on both hands, right? But like I said, don't be like me and get stubborn. Practice it from the beginning. And that's one of the main things. It will hurt your pinky to keep stretching it and flexing it. It will feel weird, okay? The more you do it, the easier it becomes. But if you don't do it enough, then that's going to deter you from anything else, okay? That will deter you from anything else, like not knowing a chord, or not knowing piano, or not knowing a rhythm, or not, like, just not getting your fingering right is going to deter you. So, you know, do exercises. There's some exercises you could do. Warm your hands up, get a tennis ball. You kind of squeeze the tennis ball, and then it will help you to shape your fingers and how your fingers should be resting on the piano as well. You shouldn't be striking the piano, but rather your finger should press down on the piano. So not your hand or wrist, but really should be like your fingers are moving on the piano. So sometimes we can kind of do like this, and sometimes when I just get crazy, I start doing that like that too. But the idea is to be moving your fingers along the keys and not smacking the keys down with your hand like this. So stuff like that, those are exercises to work on, right? To get a tennis ball, grab the tennis ball. It helps you to kind of form your hands where they should be. Rest them on the piano the correct way. Each finger should be able to easily press a different key. When you rest your hand, it should be able to easily rest on a key, an individual key, and just practice playing each of those keys. Anyway, that's literally what any piano class is gonna have you do anyway, and you're gonna play that melody and just get the used to using your fingers like that. You're gonna do that 100 times just so you can do that comfortably, right? And play the notes correctly. Playing by ear is like the foundation is you got to know how chords are formed before you can even like really play by ear, you know. So you got to kind of know the difference between a major chord, a minor chord, a major seventh chord, a minor seventh chord, a C7 chord, or a dominant 7 chord. Like when you know the difference between how those chords are shaped, then you can really easily play like by ear a lot better, right? Where it's like, oh, okay, cool. Or sustained chords. Like, why does that sound like that? See, just different sounds, ninth chords, and then you can get crazy and start learning like 11th chord, something like that, like 13th chords. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. As you learn the easier stuff to play, then you can start learning the other things as well. So it's like first things first, and then as you get the first things first, everything else just kind of starts, you know, coming into, everything else will start to kind of, you know, fall into place as you learn, you know, first things first. So let me see, my big head in the way. So yeah, you learn the first thing. Well, you can't really see it. Just leave it like this. I was trying to zoom in so you guys can kind of see the piano or whatever. What's up, Intricate? It's been well. So like, that's what I mean. Like, as you play different chords, then you'll be like, okay, that is that one chord from that one song. And it's like, oh, I done heard that in like 10 gospel songs. But that's just like, here's a C, and the C sounds so different from even just that, right? It's just one note. But that's in tons of gospel songs. That's in tons of gospel songs. Just a C chord. This is a C sustain, and this is a C major. But it's in so many songs. So if I play, that's never would have made it. Which is just one of the ones that I just know that's when I learned. And I was trying to learn some other gospel-y songs and stuff like that. But once I got the feel of like, oh, this is how you can play, you know, once I got the feel of like, oh, how do you, I was like, okay, cool. I don't necessarily want to know how to play those specific songs, but I'm gonna start learning. I'm gonna start working back on learning those specific kinds of songs and something like that. Oh, hit him with the inverted E dominant. I feel like this is a quiz. This is like a quiz test. E. Okay, here's E. Here's E major. Here's E. Okay, so that's E. Is that E major or minor? Okay, there you go. There you go. There it is right there. Okay. And then you can just even invert it. There you go. I wouldn't even say that's an E. That's not even that chord though. This is a what is this? Well, if we take it, just do the E. It's an E7. Okay, there's the E. There's the dominant one right there. And then like those chords all have this like same like old timey sound to it, like you walking down Disneyland, you know, Main Street, you know, do 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 do. You know what I'm saying? They all have that, like, that feel, that sound to it, you know. Like, it just, they all have that feel, like they just finna break out into that. Those are dominant cards. Dominant chords. Where's my little friend so I can see real quick? Chord sequencer. If you are specifically a Reason user, that's another thing that I would use is chord sequencers and chord sequencers, the different players and Reasons, because they will show you the chord that you're playing. So for example, I'm gonna pull up right here. I got this thing ready to go. So here is chord sequencer. Now, I've used this before in a lot of my Reason videos as well. So where's that chord I was just playing? Here's that chord I was just playing. There's that E7. That's a dominant chord. So like I said, this E major 7. All I did was just drop one note, and you can just do that all over the place. So here's C major 7. Just drop that 7. You flat that 7. Just flat that 7. And then there's different reasons, or there's different ways that you would use that dominant chord. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like when I was talking about the whole idea of using any of those chords, right? Like the idea of using any of those chords would come super late in terms of your oh, I'm learning piano, like all of that stuff is gonna come super late. None of that stuff is like learn that right now type stuff, like that stuff comes way later in terms of like, just get these, just get these, you know what I'm saying? Just get a nice strong power chord. You know what I'm saying? Just simple chords. Then you can move up to C, and then you can move up to 7 chords. What was I doing? Okay. But a dominant, there's dominant chords all over the place. I believe even if you just do, so if you just follow like the 3 root, if you follow the root, 3rd, 5th pattern, right? And you just do that in the scale of C major, you're going to run into dominant chord. So C, then D, D minor, E minor, F major, G, A. Then you got this. Oh, this is diminished, not dominant. Sorry, diminished chord. So you run into this B diminished chord right here before you get to C. So that dominant chord really only comes in when you start adding in a 4th note. You're trying to play that, that chord. It has its own reasons, its own uses. It has its own uses. Because it's very like, it'll just kind of stop you in your tracks, It's like, and then it also leads you. It also leads. So I want my other keyboard. I want my other keyboard and I want my other piano. Neither one of these the piano and the keyboard is not doing for me what I wanted to do. Hold on. What is my, like, what's the best one? I don't know if I have like a best piano right now. That's like an example of like a track I didn't necessarily like at first, but then as you start like playing some more stuff, kind of like it a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Scale is gonna be finding the right key is gonna help you a lot with that. Frank and Intricate, I see what y'all talking about in terms of like matching to samples. It really starts with, oh god, this thing just sounded so loud. It really starts with knowing the keys. You know what I'm saying? Knowing the keys. Okay, is it a major? Is it a minor? And then where is my root? You know, where am I starting? Am I starting on E? Am I starting on F? Because that's going to help shape what chords you play and what kind of chords you play, you know. Sometimes when I was listening to songs, I would be like, oh, wow, that must be like a really like difficult chord that they're playing, and it would just be like, nah, it's just the voicing of it. It's just like, oh, instead of playing it like this, they played it like this, or they played like this. All three of those was the same chord, but it was just like something about it changed it, right? So I'm thinking like, oh, that's got to be like an 11th chord, and it's like, no, actually it's not. Actually, it was just a minor or major chord. So say something like Christmas songs or whatever. I don't want a lot for Christmas. That literally is just one note. That's just one note in the bass line. We changed from a G to a B. That's just a regular C major. And then that changes to a C minor. But like listening to the song, it's like, wow, that sounds like really intricate. You know what I'm saying? To use your name. But it's not. It's like all of those are simple chords. You know what I'm saying? That's just a triad. Three notes. GBD. You know what I'm saying? But then we beefing it up in this bass. If I just use one bass note, G, sounds like that. But I put the G and the D, which is the G and the fifth. Boom, thicken that thing up. Now it sounds like choir style. Or you can just not play the bass and just leave it, you know, like this. Look how like fuller it sounds just by adding that. Mariah, please don't get me for this. I need my little 50-cent stream. I need my little 50-cent stream. So like the idea is like it's not a whole lot. And then as the song progresses, it goes like still all triads. very simple chords. But when you hear it with the music and all of the instruments and stuff, I used to think like, oh, those must be like really difficult chords, and it's like, no, it's not really. The chords are not really difficult. Now I'll give you another example the opposite way. I'll play some Rhodes, and I'll play another one of my favorite tracks, which is, I don't even have my sustain pedal, so I might not even be able to play this. I need my sustain pedal, but they keep dropping down my volume. Oh God. Well, I need my sustain pedal. Hold on one second. I need it. I can't play it without it. I think I can still see me. I probably can hear me, but I can still see me. Ow. Oh, there it is. Okay. So hopefully you could see what I was saying about that. So what I'm saying about those notes in comparison to everything else we played before is those are, let's be more specific. Are they 13th or 11th chords? Literally could just count it out. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So major, 7, 9, 11. Okay, cool. So those are 11th chords. But you literally can't play those chords to say yes without knowing how to play 11th chords, right? So all you gotta do is say yes. Don't be mine, don't you think, baby. But yeah, so as you progress and find different chords, that was the point of what I was trying to say was this. This is the point of what I was trying to say. There have been plenty of times where I thought that what was being played in the song was super like difficult, and it turned out that was simple. And then there were times where it was like, oh, that should be simple, and it turns out that actually is pretty difficult. So Mariah Carey Christmas songs, gospel songs, pretty much could probably play just triads, and you know, the more you get comfortable with those triads, the better you can incorporate other chords and stuff like that. And then there's other soul, jazz, neo soul type songs. They use a lot more extended chords, and so those chords, the reason why they sound so good, to me, is because you adding in so many more colors and so many more timbres. Every time you add in another note and you play that together, every time you add in a note and play that together, just has it's a different vibe, a different feel. So it sounds like poetry. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, like I was messing around with the keys the other night, and I was playing. What was I playing? What was the top chords I was playing though? I know the bass, but the thing that was about it was like that's R. Kelly, right? So when that woman's fed up. But as I was playing it, it also sounds like we've been on a tragedy for months. Why won't you agree with me for months? Wale, baby, we can be on chill tonight, baby. Boom, boom, boom. It's like it's like the same thing, right? So like you can hear those two sounds, and like you can hear like, oh, okay, it's doing this chromatic walk up. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? That little chromatic walk up. So both songs in R. Kelly and in Wale on Chill, and very similar chords, very similar piano. You know what I'm saying? As well. So man, it's like a lot of different things that you could learn to kind of boost your play by ear, you know, abilities. And these are just some of the things that I could think of. So just to sum it up, if you want to learn how to play by ear more, find songs that you really like, mimic the melody, try to learn the melody. Also learn different scales and learn keys so you can learn what the key of the song is or what the scale of the song is being played in. Take chords that you find, transpose them up, transpose them down. Just get used to playing chords like that. Learn triads first before you try to learn extended chords. Most songs you can probably get away with just playing a triad over a 7th, 9th, or 11th or 13th chord. So don't worry about learning those right now. Just kind of learn some of the basic stuff first before you go into the extended, dominant, diminished chords, you know, sustained chords, alt chords, things of that nature. All right, and that's how you can start learning how to play by ear. And yeah, listen to songs and try to mimic those songs. Play along to songs too. So one thing that helped me a lot as well, that's the last tip. I'm going to something else. One of the things that helped me is that I would listen to a song I like, learn the scale or the key, and then I would just riff over it, or I would try to play the solo. I would create my own solo. So whenever like the drums would, whatever the bridge of the song would come, be like, okay, this is when they would do the little bridge of the song. Boom, I'm gonna do it too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna copy them, and I'm gonna just try to play along with them. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. All right. And it's interesting, like, music making, piano playing, all of it has like a soulful side and a technical side. It's like, this is the soulful side, and then this is the technical side. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is you can have one or the other, where it's like, oh, okay, the technical side of things would be like, you know, here's the hey, shout outs to you, man. So well, appreciate you. The technical side of it would be like, oh, you need to, you know, learn this kind of chord, the diminished chord, dominant chord. That's the technical side. And then the soulful part would just be like, make it sound like this, you know what I'm saying? Make it sound like it's leading into the next chord. Oh yeah, nah. Play that next chord, you know what I'm saying? Like make it sound like it's falling asleep. You know what I'm saying? Make it, you know, that's the soulful side of it would be like, you know, all right, forget all that. I hear you on that technical stuff, man. I hear you on that 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s and 7s. I hear you on all of the technical stuff. But how I make it sound happy versus how I make it sound sad. Happy, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad. How do I, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like stuff like that. So it's the technical side, and then it's the soulful side, you know, the musical side, you know. Try to get in where you fit in. All right, let's make an intro for this track. And you feel me? You feel what I'm saying, man? You feel what I'm saying, man? Man, the AI is everywhere, that's for sure. Very like strong chords there, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. It's not supposed to play the whole hook right there, though. I don't want the whole hook to play right there. Hold on. But this is the one I don't want to change. Happy birthday, man. Hey, happy anniversary, too. Hey. Got a lot to celebrate, man. God is good. Ba-da-da-dum-dum. Drop in a little percussion, a little percussion for a little ear candy, you know. Yes. Typically you would see the shape of my beats. You would see the shape of my beats. It would look like this. So let me see. Let me just go to Just Reason. So when you see the shape of my tracks, usually it's usually shaped like this. I'll even move stuff around so that I can see it a little bit easier, a little bit better, like where the intricate parts of the track would come in. So like important stuff. So you see like all of this right here, all of that is not in the verse. So I know that those are my like hook elements, you know what I'm saying? Those are hook elements. So I always add in more for the hook than I do for the verse, and then drop stuff out for the verse for, you know, one or two reasons. One, to differentiate from the hook, and then two, to give room for the singer or rapper or whoever to have room, you know, during the verse. So, you know, hook, we want to be able to have that sing-songy vibe, have it where it's something for people to sing or hum along to. But then for the verse, you want to, you know, give people something to listen to. Like, all right, this is the part that you need to listen to. So it's like a lot more chill. I even dropped the bass out. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I had to tell myself or teach myself about like making music is like I tend to make music like for my listening experience, like in the car or like just different places, like rather than like, oh, you need to make music for like artists. I like make music like I want to hear when the bass come in the car. Like I want to get that feeling. So it'd be like bass lines and 808s and sub. It'd be like all kind of stuff throughout the track. And when you do that, that's cool. But what you do is you take up a lot of space and room for where other stuff could be, you know? Like Like, we don't really need much more else in this track. But me, I'll like add something just cause I'm like, nah, let's do a little bit of something else. Let's do a little more. But we don't really need nothing else, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes like less is more. And a lot of times for like a bridge, you could just take like the energy of the hook, and sometimes people flip it. Like they, like, instead of having the energy be like adding more, like they might take stuff out. Like we might take out the drums for the bridge. Now, if I don't change anything about it, if I don't change the melody and I don't change the chord progression, if I don't change stuff, then it's just the hook without drums. But what I can do is I can come in here and just take this part, you know what I'm saying? We can do something with this. You know what I'm saying? So we take the same, you know, whatever was playing in the hook in terms of percussive elements and stuff like that, and then, you know, we just flip it. I started with F. Something like that. Go down to an A, and then down to a G, and back up to the A. So we end on this A. Well, we started on A. We want to get back to that F. So we end with a C. So we could do that. We could end. Or we could end with that. I think I want to start with this D and then go down to the A. Oh yeah, it'll do it if I did it like that. Okay, let me see. So D, Cause I'm really just thinking about like the turnaround of it to get back to that other note. Definitely this, and then that's that C dominant. I don't know if I want to do that C dominant. Let's try the other C alternate. That one sounds a little more jazzy. And then how do we get to this C? Oh, okay, cool. We can go G, boom, boom. We're gonna go boom, boom. So we know how we want it to end. Hey man, okay, have a good night, bro. Where's that? Do the bass line first. Do the bass line first. Do the bass line. Do the bass line. Do the bass line. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Yeah, I might add something there for that bridge. Y'all take care, man. Have a good one. Boom, 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 boom. Strings. Strings are like a bridge cheat code. Like if you just add in strings in the bridge section, yeah, you pretty much like you've reached bridge heaven. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is just add a little bit of that, some strings in the bridge mode, or if you've been using like other kind of sounds, adding like a pad, like a pad for a bridge, it's gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? That'll do it. That will do it. So the way this bridge would go, we would probably pull this bridge over here somewhere, and then we would have our hook and verse, play that one more time, and then we would have our hook come in. Okay, we would have just the hook, we'll have that, fly that over, and then this bridge part would come through. Okay, and then we would play our hook to finish the song off. There you go. And that would be the fullness of the song. So let's see, from the hook. And then always some kind of lead into that bridge. Some kind of lead into that bridge. Yeah, there you go. Back into the bridge. Let me see. Let's go back into the bridge. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Maybe we do this. Maybe we do these chords for right here. Might be a little too thick. Might be a little too thick for that. no hip hop beat. That's like smooth. That's like smooth jazz right here. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-bum. Man, we off to a good start this month, man. You know what I'm saying? September 1st. We off to a good start so far in this month, man. We did the live stream. We got a super chat. Shout out to y'all, man, for supporting the live stream, man. I appreciate y'all. You know, let me check in on some people. Oh, where's my phone? I have nothing. I have nothing that I need to be having. Okay, let me see something real quick. I gotta go check on that. Hold on real quick. We gotta check on that. Hold on. All right. All right. After checking in, I can confirm that everything is all right. Jesus is still king. The world still moves forward. Okay. Track uno done. I do some stuff. I don't know if I didn't show y'all the master section, but I threw in some stuff. Let me see what my levels is coming out as. Oh, I definitely peaking, clipping. Some causing me to do some clipping, so I definitely need to add in some more stuff before we call it complete. It ain't quite complete. Gotta add in some more stuff. So I'm gonna add in a tape. Not that tape though. That tape always make it sound like super like. Yeah, I like this one. Oh yeah, that's a good sound. Yeah, that's a good sound. Yeah, that's a good. That's a good sound. 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 Yeah, let's go for fat. Let's go for that. According to our metering, where's our metering at? Here's our metering. According to our metering, what are we getting here? We're at negative 13 lufs. Okay. Negative 13 lufs. All right, wonderful. Still peaking though. Still clipping. So we're gonna throw a little stealth limiter on there. I like this limiter. This is a nice limiter here. I'm gonna throw this limiter right here. It's called a stealth limiter. Throw that on there real quick. Okay, this one a 3 dB boost. Wow, listen to the difference. The difference in the track without the mastering is crazy. It's crazy. Not just like in loudness, but even just like in like tame. It's a lot this one. Let's delete that. Oh wait, let's bring that back. I think we did need that. So we went through, we added some beef to our kick, bass. Let's see, did we do a good enough job in like removing some frequencies? Could we remove more frequencies? Could we tighten up some of these bass frequencies? Yeah, we could. That's a smooth little, I like the little wood block, you know what I'm saying? Some cool little sound that I like, okay. It's got some bass in it. Yeah, we don't need them. We don't need that. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let's do a little something to this loop. Man, where is that snare at? There's our snare. Yay! Do 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 do. Okay, now we're gonna really for real this time. We're gonna open up something new, brand new. Does anything I'm doing brand new, brand new, brand new. Everything I'm doing brand new, brand new, brand new, brand new. Anything I'm doing brand new. Ooh, ooh, doing brand new, brand new, brand new, brand new. Anything I'm doing brand new. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. That's too fast. Yeah, give me that. Oh, oh. Then it go brung, 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 brung. Boom, 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 brung, brung. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm-hmm. It's like only playing the hardest of notes. Mm. 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 Oh, we need more space. Mm, 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 mm. Boom, ba-da, boom, 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 ba-da, boom, 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 boom. I was like, why is it tripping? Da da boom ba dum bing. Yeah, 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 yeah. Boom, ba boom, ba ba boom, da boom, ba boom, boom, ba boom, boom, ba da boom, boom, ba boom, ba boom. Hey, tell 'em, tell 'em. So far. Okay, now, turn up. Hey, and you know it, and you know it, and you know it, yeah, Hey, stop playing games. I've been on there doing my thing, going back and forth, breaking the range. Got people in the back doing things, men in the back doing things, Whoa. So that's intro right here. Then turn them down. that stoplight, that about like that on the bed. It'll be over before it ever begin. I got the sound, I got the sound, I got my people in the battle, it's all on the fan. Got ting, baby ting, got my, got these, got this knew just what it was. I need one more string. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 no, 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 no. Gotta be hooked in. Whoa. Grew up in Compton, California, where people never done it. They roll up on you and it'll be over before it begin. And you better count out those on a new friend. And they really treat you Found myself in somebody Bible class, like Bible class. I'm in somebody Bible class, like Bible class. Yikes. Hey, found myself in the Bible class. Rambo came to pick me up from the park, like where you at? Rambo came to pick me up from the park, like where you at? Vacation Bible school, I have a Bible ooh, this was chronicle, maybe chronicle, Okay, so we're gonna cut out one of these kicks. That one right there, we're gonna cut that. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Need that feel. Need that drum feel. Need that drum feel. Dun, dun. Grew up in Compton, California, where, yeah, they quick to run up on you, tell you put your in the air. Grew up in Compton, California, where, there, look at Cook up in Compton, California, where, there, quick to run up and tell you in your air, air. Grew up in Compton, California, where they are quick to tell you run up, pull up and in the air. I'm going anywhere. Had plenty friends, didn't make it out of Metavan. Grew up in Compton, California, where they are quick to run up on you, tell you put your hands in the air. Had many friends that didn't make it out of Enterprise. Had many friends that didn't make it out of Enterprise. Grandpa told me we ain't running on these streets at night. We about to go to vacation Bible school, that's right. I was like, nah, I'm trying to go play. I was at the park, he pulled up for me like, come away. Son tryna wake up, got one tryna wake up, got one tryna wake up, let me find out what's going on, like one tryna. California, where they are quick to run up on you, tell you put your hands in the air. Where you from, where you live, where you stay at, who you bang with, who you slang, where you way at. And if you can't tell them, there's nowhere. Plenty times I was trying to get a Arizona from the corner store, and now everybody roll up on it like whoa, whoa, whoa. And if it ain't the gangbangers, it's the police running up on you like where you going, where the police. Do you got a warrant? Do you bang? Do you police? I'm like, man, everybody around here is crazy. Damn, got plenty friends that didn't make it out of middle school, man, out of middle school, man, out of middle school. That's why Grandpa told me to go to VBS. That's that Vacation Bible School, like where it's at. Go learn about God, go learn about go learn about God. And stay out of the streets, and stay out of the biz, and stay out of the thing, and stay out of the streets. Go learn about God, and stay out of the streets, and stay out of the projects, stay out of the biz, and stay out of the projects, stay out of the biz, and stay out of the Grew up in Compton, California, where there. Grew up in Compton, California, where they are quick to run up on you, tell you put your hands in the air. If it ain't the gang members, it's the police, the dead. Everywhere, it's violence everywhere. Pops knew he knew better, he knew a better way. He said we gon' get you out of this place, out of this place. Take you to BBS, AK, tell her pay. Cause you know what they say, the summertime is too hot. It's people and bees, and it's the and this is the seasons. I had plenty friends that didn't make it. Had plenty friends that didn't make it out of middle school. Enterprise, that's right. Keep your eyes on the prize. There's only middle. Hey, hey, appreciate you, Greg. Shout out to you, bro. What time we got? It's time to roll out. We almost had 3 hours. I'm gonna write some verses to this. I'll write some verses to this Vacation Bible School. True story. True story. Okay, hold on. Let me close this out. True story. You know what I'm saying? Grandfather was like, listen, you're not finna be running around in these streets just doing whatever. We finna go to Bible class. We finna go to Bible school. And in the summertime, they had what's called Vacation Bible School. That's where you go to Bible school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You go every single night. I remember one time my cousin and I was like, man, we ain't going tonight. We finna go to the park and go hide or whatever, go play. And Pops was not having it. He came right up to the park and was like, get in the car. It's time to go to Vacation Bible School. And honestly, I know that it made the difference in my life in terms of like, who knows where I could be or would be or might be doing. But Grandpops was like, nah, we finna go learn about God. We finna get you some, we just finna just brighten your horizons a little bit, okay? You know what I'm saying? We not finna just be running the streets every day, all day. You know, we just not, that's not the life we finna live. And it made the difference, man. Definitely, it is really crazy to think, like, imagine you going to like middle school, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, and then you get to 9th grade and it's like, hey, where's so-and-so? And it's like, did not make it. It's like, from middle school, dog? Like, wait, over the summer? That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. Like, wait, didn't make it out of the summer school? Like, so we all alive. And wait. His house, I could walk to his house from my house. Same neighborhood, same area. man, he ain't making it to ninth grade? Really? Oh, that's wild. That's wild. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put all of that. I'm gonna put all of that. That's good inspiration, cause I remember that. I remember just trying to go get a little Arizona. And man, imagine that. Imagine trying to get you some snacks. Just turn into problems from both situations. Like I said, if it wasn't the people from the hood, it was the other gang, LAPD. It's like, dang, it's gangs everywhere. On both sides. They both asking the same questions. Where you from? What set you bang? Both of them. Now, the other side, they didn't ask if you got any warrants, anybody on probation. But I remember that. I remember that lady stopped us and was like, she said, this is literally what she said. We in the car. So we was a little older by then. This was not middle school. This like maybe 11th grade. The homie had a car. We went to go get some snacks and stuff. We didn't even do like the typical stuff like some people might do, like Black and Miles and Swisher Sweets or something like that. Like we finna really get into some issues or some liquor or something. Man, we just got some snacks. We got the little oatmeal cookies, oatmeal pies or whatever. We got some honey buns. That's the main thing we would get from that liquor store, man. Honey buns, maybe some hot Cheeto fries. You know what I'm saying? Some simple stuff like that. We just all happened to leave, getting in the car at the same time. Pulled us over. Where you from? What set you bang? No, none of that. Y'all got any warrants? No, none of us have any warrants. We all church boys. I guess we gotta go to Target. I guess we gotta find somewhere else to buy these essentials, man. Buy these snacks from. Can't buy these snacks from here, man. We running into too many problems here, man. That's what it's like growing up as it's like, but she straight asked us, any of y'all on probation? I was like, what's that? Probation? Nah, none of us is on probation. But it's just crazy. Like that was like a normal thing for her. And then this the last thing then she said, it's 5 of y'all and it's 1 of me. I will not hesitate to pull this gun out. And I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? For sure. Y'all keep y'all hands where they need to be seen. You know what I'm saying? She mean business. She means business. Got her little partner, little backup. They weren't playing no games. All right. Beats came out pretty cool tonight. I appreciate y'all for coming to check out the live stream, man. You guys are awesome. Check out some beats and stuff. We're going to just keep rocking and rolling. Making some music, man. Listen, God loves you, and I do too. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, peace. Have a good night.